Hey guys, real quick before we start the video, I'm working on a top 10 list of the best new Cars Diecast of 2024 as chosen by my viewers. So, if you're interested and would like to vote, please click the link in the description and vote for who you think the best new release of the year was. Now on to the video. Well guys, it's that time again. Time for another Color Changers playset. We've been getting Color Changers playsets pretty much annually since 2021, with most of them being themed to car washes, and this one is no exception. It's very similar to our past two car wash sets with the same basic idea. You have a car drive through, slide them across while water pours on them, changing their color, and you also have some additional water dunk tanks down here. But this set in particular seems to be a pretty direct follow-up or spiritual successor to 2021's Dynaco car wash. That one was themed to Dynaco, and this new set is themed to Rusty's. Pretty fitting, I think. Honestly, as much as I love the Dynaco car wash, I think this set might already have the upper hand because it's themed to Rusty's, which in universe is a cleaning product, and I think that makes for a pretty clever car wash idea. It also looks like they went out of their way to make a lot of really cool features in terms of the sculpting and molding. I love the fact that we have all these lightning bolts all over, and especially the fact that it looks like our dunk tank is themed around a piston cup. It's going to be super fun to take a look at this set, see what's changed and how the car wash design has evolved, and it's also going to be super fun to take a look at the exclusive car included. That's right, once again, we have an exclusive car coming with the car wash set. This is actually the reason why I buy all the Color Changers playsets, because each time they come with a new exclusive color changer, and this one, of course, is no exception. This set in particular seems to really be getting people excited because it comes with a Color Changers Cars 1 McQueen, just a stock standard regular McQueen based on his classic design from the first movie, which, believe it or not, is the first time we're getting a color changer of this design since 2010. Yeah, sorry to make everybody in my audience feel old, but it's been 15 years since the color changer started. It's been 15 years since we've gotten a Cars 1 McQueen color changer. So man, this is long overdue and honestly kind of crazy that it's exclusive to a playset. Of course, there has been some of your typical controversy with the McQueen color changers since all plastic McQueens use the longer Cars 3 mold instead of the shorter Cars 1 body mold. It doesn't bother me all that much. I know a lot of people are bothered by it. I kind of am. It is a little annoying that we've waited so long for, a new Cars 1 McQueen color changer, only for it to not match the old McQueen style. But hey, at the end of the day, a new Cars 1 McQueen color changer is a new Cars 1 McQueen color changer, and it's just really nice to see it. Anyway guys, welcome back to another review and to another Color Changers playset review. Today, I'm very excited to be taking a look at the Race Ready Car Wash, so let's get started. This set retails for $24.99 US. That's the price that pretty much all the car wash sets before have been. I remember the Dynaco car wash being that set, and the I believe the Whale car wash was as well. The Mac Mobile Paint Shop Mac set that came out last year was, I believe, $30. That one was a bit bigger and, of course, didn't have that car wash theme. It was a bit different. I picked this up at Target just yesterday. It's only now starting to hit stores, although it was revealed back in around October or November. Seems that this is officially our playset for 2025. As you can see, we have some pretty interesting artwork of McQueen down here. This, I've seen turn some heads online as well. Since this whole set seems to be themed to the first movie, complete with a Cars 1 McQueen. You can also see a Cars 1 McQueen render right there. But this picture down here is actually Cars 3 McQueen artwork. This is the standard art they use for Cars 3 McQueen, but edited to have the color scheme of the McQueen color changer that comes with the set that changes from blue to red. But also they photoshopped it to be Cars 1 McQueen. Like, I'm not kidding. Look at the headlight, right? I don't know what's going on here, guys. This is such a strange choice. As we all know, I'm sure you're very aware, in the first Cars movie, McQueen doesn't have real headlights. He just has stickers. In Cars 2, he gets real headlights, which means in Cars 3, he still has them. And in Cars 3, the 95 is distinctly under the headlights, something that you'll see if you find the actual official version of this render. But here, they photoshopped this image of Cars 3 McQueen to have the Cars 1 design with the 95 over the headlight. Instead of just using a picture of Cars 1 McQueen, like the one they have right there on the actual set, they used a picture of Cars 3 McQueen, photoshopped him to have the Cars 1 headlight, and it seems they stopped there, because if you look closely, you can see he does still have the Cars 3 flame design, and also, he doesn't have his secondary sponsors for some reason, which is something both of these McQueens have. This really reminds me of the Racing Red McQueen design from 2021, which was a Cars 1 McQueen that they made on the Cars 3 body mold, but they went out of their way to Photoshop the artwork to be an image of Cars 3 McQueen with the Cars 1 decals. It's such a mess. It's so weird, and as I'm sure you've heard many Cars fans point out over the years, there actually is no difference in McQueen's body shape from movie to movie. It's just a stylistic change they made for the diecast, so it is weird to see them edit a Cars 3 McQueen picture to have a Cars 1 design and then kind of stop there. It's a mess, but I couldn't do this review without addressing that. I had to bring it up. Very, very strange. But hey, now that we're done with that, let's take a closer look at the rest of the box. You can see the typical features we're used to by now with these playsets. The really nice color changer box design, the warm and cold with the little water droplets printed on it. You can see a pretty typical play feature of the car washes, right? Sliding that slider across. Got your warning up there. Got the full set up here. This is really the only place on the box where you can see what the piston cup looks like when it wasn't dumping water. I was really interested in seeing that, and I didn't notice. Up here, you can see it, and it looks pretty interesting. You can also see there's a picture of McQueen there. I think this is such a funny idea. Dunk for color changes, you can see. Really funny how that image shows you both of the water tanks, but doesn't fully include either in both of the shots. Like, it's not even directly down the middle, right? It's just like 2/3 of the blue one and 1/3 of the hot water one. On this side, you can see some of the other play features dry off and go, stuff we're used to at this point, of course. But I'm really, really interested to see how the piston cup works, because this is the first time we've ever had a water bucket in one of these play sets, and I think that honestly might work a bit better than some of the past play features. Race Ready Car Wash, you can see just a pretty good diagram of the whole set, as well as McQueen, who changes to blue in warm water and red in cold water. Now let's pop that McQueen out of the box and take a look at him before we take a look at the rest of the set here. Alright guys, it seems like we're going to have to review this McQueen rather fast, because as soon as I took him out of the box, he immediately started changing color. That's where my thumb was when I took him out. Now McQueen looks like he has a blue beard going on, and honestly, I gotta say, pretty good look, McQueen. I approve it, buddy. Now, say what you will about the Cars 1 McQueen with the Cars 3 body shape. Like I said before, I don't like how it makes this McQueen inconsistent with all the rest of the Cars 1 McQueens, and it's especially disappointing for a McQueen that took so long to get and a lot of people were waiting for. But hey, you know, they've been doing this for plastic McQueens for the last several years. They weren't going to suddenly change how they did it now just because this was a release people were anticipating longer, you know? So at the end of the day, I really don't mind. I especially love that facial expression. I really, really like how good the plastic McQueen faces have been recently, and this one is certainly no exception. I also really like how his colors turned out. Seeing that this McQueen would go from blue to red made me concerned, because the last time we saw this with the McQueen was with the Cars on the Road McQueen that came in the 2-pack with the water squirting Guido, and that is, in my opinion, one of the worst color changers made. It's one of the worst ones I've ever reviewed. It changed from this really nice light blue to this really awkward, inconsistent, murky kind of purple color that was advertised as red, and it seems like they did kind of fix that for this release. The red looks a lot more red, and while it is still much darker than McQueen's typical red, almost verging on a maroon or more reddish purple color, it does look quite a bit better than that Cars on the Road McQueen. I'm really interested to take a look at the GRC McQueen color changer, which also changes from blue to red, although I believe it's a bit of a different shade of blue and a different shade of red. So yeah, this is much darker than you'd expect from a McQueen, but hey, at the end of the day, it's a color changer, so I really don't mind. They're not always 100% accurate to character colors, and honestly it makes it more fun to see McQueen with two different colors. I'd prefer that than him having a spot-on exact red. But yeah, we got all the McQueen designs you would expect to see here. Excuse me as I slowly turn all of McQueen back just by holding him for the review. The more I look at this, the more I actually really like this dark red. It catches light really well and looks really, really cool. Usually when we have a color changer, I like to display it in the color that the character usually is not, so I would keep this McQueen as blue, but I really love this dark red color. I might keep him as that when he's displayed. But as you can see, we've got all the designs you'd expect. 95 on the roof with the McQueen signatures. On the side, don't worry folks, he does have his secondary sponsors. A detail that I believe was missing from the original Cars 1 McQueen's color changer back in the day, if I remember correctly, is back then color changers did not have as much detail as they do now. Nowadays, they basically have the exact same amount of detail as the original diecast, with one exception. For some reason, unfortunately, recent plastic cars have not had text on their wheels. I don't know why that was a choice they made. It's something that it seems they've been doing since the summer playset wave. I don't know if this is a temporary change. I don't know if this is some big mistake or if it's a cost-cutting measure or what, but it is unfortunate to see that this McQueen isn't repping his classic Lightyear tires, and hopefully that's not something we start seeing on every plastic car ever. You know, hopefully they return to doing that, although it does seem that for at least the playsets this year, we're not going to have the text on the wheels, which is unfortunate. It does look a little awkward without them, but it's all right, I guess. We've got all those secondary sponsors here: Nitroid, Piston Cup, Revolting, I think that is, Mood Springs, Octane Gain, No Stall, Vitaline, Gaskets and Gasper, Easy Idle, Little Sworky Pistons, RPM, Retread, Leakless, and I think that last one is Clutch Aid. Really strange to see that original 95 stretched out to fit this this body design. Just looks a little longer than what I'm used to. We got the gas cap there as well, and the Rusty's logo, Rusty's writing on the back. And on the back, oh, interesting, he actually doesn't have the medicated bumper ointment writing or his rookie stripe down there. That's a shame. Another strange omission from this McQueen, but you know, again, color changers don't always have all the details on the regular characters. There's a look at the other side, and finally, there is a look at the base. A perfectly suitable Cars 1 McQueen color changer. He's just changing more and more by the minute. Like I said, not the biggest fan of him being in that other body mold. Not the biggest fan of him not having the Lightyear text on the tires. I feel like I've been so negative to this McQueen. I usually don't like to be so negative, but those are two issues that I think are pretty notable, and it is a shame to see. Especially the lack of text on the tires. Like I said, we're used to these color changer McQueens not being the same shape, but the lack of writing on the tires is a recent change that I really hope they go back on, because I don't know, it's pretty unfortunate in my opinion. But I'm really, really, really happy to see this McQueen take a color combination that previously really didn't work on that 2022 color changer and make it work significantly better. I really love both of the colors on this McQueen. That dark red is looking really, really nice. I'm sure the light blue will look really, really nice as well. So great job, great improvement, Mattel, in terms of the color scheme. Glad to see they took a color that previously didn't work well. Now it looks pretty good. But now let's check out the rest of the set. Alright guys, we are now here in the official Color Changers testing facility, or as it's more commonly known, my bathroom floor, and it's time to open this playset up and take a closer look. As always, we got this super fun punch tab on the back. This is always so satisfying to do. Looks like it's a bit stuck. There you go. All right, we got all of our pieces in here. Just like we got the base here. Wow, really nicely detailed. Look at that, they have a tile floor like it's an actual bathroom. That's really funny. My bathroom doesn't have a tile floor. We have simulated hardwood. Yeah, this isn't real wood. All right, our piston cup. The proportions on this are so goofy looking. I kind of love it. Really clever making the piston cup the bucket. I really, really like that idea. More on that a bit later though. As always, really appreciate the use of these sort of paper bags. Really, really nice to see there. Then there we have all of our clear pieces. 4 of these translucent lightning bolts. Some face one way, some face the other. That is such a cool detail. I really, really love that. I didn't notice that at first, and as soon as I did, like, I was immediately sold on this set, honestly. More than I already was by the inclusion of a Cars One McQueen color changer. One of these funny little paper bags that they store smaller pieces in. These are always so funny. Wow, a lot of small pieces. Honestly, looks like it has way more pieces you're gonna have to put together than the previous color changer sets. And honestly, I'm all for it. Big 95, very reminiscent of the one at the Racing Center in Cars 3. These, they just kind of look like toothbrushes, but they're little brushes with simulated water bubbles on them. This part with the Rust-eze logo. Not sure where these will go, but they look like supports of some kind. And we got the base here with some trays. This seems interesting. Are the trays? Okay, yeah, as per usual, the trays are removable, but it looks like, no way, haha, they don't fall. Wait, that's really great. The last two sets, if you pick them up, the trays fall right out. But here, looks like they've revised the design so that they don't fall out. That's so cool. That's why it's cool to get these car wash sets pretty frequently. They always do something new with them. Ooh, look at this. This flips right down. Huh. Oh, is this gonna, yeah, that's gonna, oh, this is really nice. Guys, I think this honestly might be the best of these sets we've ever gotten. Crazy that this is the same price as the other ones. This is so much more detailed. Wow. Unfortunately, though, it does seem to come with quite the hefty sticker sheet. Oh, no. Oh, no. If you've seen my playset reviews, you know I'm not a fan of these sticker sheets, especially not a fan of how they attach them to a page inside the instructions. All right. I'm so used to doing Lego stickers, which can easily be taken off and reapplied. The Cars playset stickers are always just a total nightmare. If you mess up, good luck getting that off. But hey, I gotta do it, so let's begin. I gotta say, this was one of, if not the best experiences I've ever had putting stickers on one of these Cars playsets. Usually it's such a nightmare and they're really hard to align, but this time nearly every piece included grooves in it that allowed you to fit the stickers in a whole lot easier. As you can see, really specifically molded perfectly for the stickers. And I gotta say, I'm honestly really impressed with the detail here. The stickers have a lot of great detail on them. I especially love this piece with a bunch of different symbols for the car wash and the traffic light. These are 3 different stickers, as I'm sure you saw. Also very clever there, splitting it up into several so that it's easier to put on. But I also appreciate that most of these pieces, or at least several of them, are double-sided. This Rust-eze thing you drive through at the end, double-sided. You put stickers on both sides. This part with the arrows, there's an arrow here, and then you put another arrow sticker down here in a part that's usually covered up by this door. And this door, for the record, also double-sided, which is just so cool because, like, you don't even see that. You're not even gonna see that when you're driving your car through. You know, you put a roof on this. What are the odds you're gonna see that? I really appreciate all the small details on this set. The tile, the double-sided stickers, all these details, they put stuff literally everywhere so that there was always something new and cool to look at. Really great detailing. But now it's time to put it all together. Now, before we start the building montage, there are a few things that I want to mention in case you get a bit stuck while building the set. Because, unlike other car sets of the past, the pieces of this set are all made very, very specifically to just fit in to where they fit, and I actually got tripped up a few times while putting this together. I started recording, realized I made a mistake, and was like, maybe I should let people know in case they make that same mistake. Take the piston cup, for example. It has these two pieces that you have to plug into it. So here's the thing. Both sides of the piston cup are differently shaped. This one is way thinner, and this one is way thicker. So when you're building, make sure that you insert the thicker piece into this part and the thinner piece onto this side. As you can see, much smaller part to fit it into. Parts the same size, but the holes you plug them into are different. Really, really unique. Never seen this done with a Cars set before. Having them be differently sized middles of the holes there to help kind of guide you a bit more. I think that's honestly really, really cool and really unique. And it's so crazy to me that all of these pieces are individually molded. Speaking of which, those lightning bolts, yeah, all 4 of them are completely different molded pieces. You have these two, these go in the front. They have smaller bottoms, and these parts that stick out that actually connect to this clear plastic piece. So what you're gonna wanna do, plug them in here and here. And the way you'll plug this in is to have this side, the less hollow side, facing towards you. So it's gonna go in right there. The back pieces, meanwhile, are the pieces that have longer bottoms and nothing sticking out to connect them to anything. And unlike that side, you're gonna have them go in with the hollow side facing you. See the hollow side facing the front. That way, when you turn the set around, you have the non-hollow side facing you. Again, with this set, they really thought of everything much more than I feel they usually do. And you know what? While we're at it, let's just finish putting this together. Let's see. Rusty's sign should pop in there. Entrance here. Exit goes over here. And in the exit, you gotta plug in this piece, which I think would go this way. This is using, I was gonna say this is using the typical story set connectors, but no, it's not. They actually have little bars sticking out this way so that you know exactly how to fit them in. And also they're gonna come out less easily. Again, I'm just so impressed by this set and how well designed it is. The past Carwash sets have also been really fun, but this one just has everything made so specifically. It feels like they put so much time and care, so many resources into this. Let's see, plug everything in here. 3 and 4, there we go. Now we gotta put the 95, oh, I should have done this before. That plugs in to the back. Can we still put it in? Yeah, I can still fit that in just fine. And finally, this piece at the entrance are actually these go first. These little scrub brushes. I didn't even realize these were in the set until I opened them up. All right, pop those in. Now this piece right there at the entrance. Let's see. Oh wait, oh, hold on. I did the order wrong there. This actually slides in here, and then the road goes over that, and finally the piston cup up here, and like that, we're all done. Honestly, I've never had so much fun and been this impressed while putting together a Cars playset. This thing feels next level, and the construction of it is really, really smart in a lot of areas. It's so much more clever and, less basic than your typical Cars set construction. They went out of their way to mold each of the pieces separately so that they fit in just perfectly and all connect together. Really blew me away seeing that I put the road on wrong because this piece slides under it to keep it extra secure. The way the piston cup is kept on with 2 different types of connector pieces, this is fit in one specific way. And again, the fact that these water containers fit in perfectly and don't fall when you pick the setup. And they're even specifically angled so that you know which side to fit them in, which goes on the left and which goes on the right. And the cold water has little ice cubes molded into it, something that we've seen similar things to before. The color changer whale car wash set had a sort of similar concept with little bubbles molded on the tubs of water. Or actually, no, it looks like it did a pretty similar thing, as you can see. It also had this angled idea, but it didn't have grooves that keep this on when you lift up the set. Honestly, one of my biggest complaints with the past color changer car wash sets was the fact that when you lift it up, the water tanks fall out. So to have that corrected is genuinely so cool. And again, I'm just so insanely impressed by every single part of this. It's so well detailed with the stickers. Again, being in places you can't even see. There's a sticker back there on the door. You can't even see that unless you were Lightning McQueen himself. You're not gonna see that sticker. Can you even see it? There it is, all the way over there on the door. You know, unless you're Lightning McQueen himself, you're not going to see that there's a little 95 back there. The amount of detail on this, obviously the back is not as pretty, but they still went out of their way to have the nice part of the lightning bolts face you on this side. Genuinely so impressed. Of course, these do still slide out sometimes, but that's bound to happen. At least, you know, if you lift them up now. I still can't believe that. Genuinely shocked. I'm so impressed by this set. Maybe next time they could work on like a locking feature. I don't know. This fixes like my biggest problem with the Dynaco car wash and the well car wash. And it also fixes my other problem, which was the fact that you couldn't get enough water in, because instead of a little squeezer or a button with the well car wash and the Dynaco car wash, this time you got a full bucket of water, meaning you could fill way more of the set with water and then drop it onto the cars in a very similar way to the well car wash. And now that I've mentioned that, let's fill this up with water. So how you guys been doing this weekend? Hope you're all doing pretty well. I've been having a pretty good weekend. I'm still on break from school until the 22nd, then I go back. I'm super excited to be getting back into filming reviews. I have so many cars that I have to review right about now, and wanted to start it off with something big with this new playset that I found just yesterday. So let's see if I could grab some of those ice cubes. Other than that, you know, been working on some stuff, working on this channel, working on some stuff from Uptown Funk. Been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals this weekend. You guys check out the new update. They're adding, they added half of the Fantastic Four, and they've been really, really fun. Do you guys see the alternate skin for the Invisible Woman, the Malice skin? That is genuinely so cool. One of the coolest alternate costumes I think I've ever seen in a Marvel game. It's a really good deep cut, and the way they redesigned it is so good. I may or may not have spent $20 to get it. All right, is that warm enough? I don't know. This is our upstairs bathroom, so it always takes quite a while to have the water reach us. But this time, the ice cubes are gonna melt. Come on, hurry up. I think probably the only kind of annoying thing with this set is it's gonna be hard to get that water into the piston cup. We're gonna have to, like, airlift the entire playset, unless, you know what? Let's be smart about this. Let's pour the water into here, and then we'll pour the water into the piston cup up there. There we go. Yeah, that holds quite a bit. All right, that is looking good. Really, really happy with how that turned out. I'm glad we've come a very long way from the weird Dynaco water squirter that barely gets anything out. I don't know why they didn't think of just using a bucket from the beginning. All right, let's go through the entire playset. We'll start off by dipping McQueen into the dunk tank so he fully changes color here, back to that nice dark red. Then we'll drive him up the first piece of the set. This first piece, of course, has the story set adapter that we're used to seeing at this point, or the 2022 new style story set adapter. We start off by driving him over here. I don't really like the fact that he's gonna drive over a sticker, because pretty high chance he'll be, you know, the base will be wet, but whatever. Drive over that, and it actually props this flag up when he goes over it. Looks like it might not stay up, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't really stay up, but it is a fun little feature. Again, unnecessary feature they didn't have to add, but it is pretty funny. And it is called the Race Ready Car Wash, so a little green flag there is a pretty nice touch. We then move on to easily my favorite detail on the set. This whole big set of stickers showcasing McQueen, showing that maybe if you go in, you too could look just like him. Again, having a Rusty's themed racing car wash is such a funny idea. I could see, can't you see all the rusty old cars going here, wanting to look like their idol, McQueen? I think that's such a funny concept. I really love the details that we have over here. Really unnecessary but fun additional details. We have this little icon with some bubbles, this one with a wheel, this one that looks like it's straight out of the Tokyo car wash from Cars 2, maybe showing the undercarriage getting cleaned, and then this one showing like a whirlwind of air, maybe to sort of dry off. And on this side, we have a little traffic light, pretty similar to some actual car washes, where you might see something like that. Then drive McQueen on through this little simulated water sprayers. In the past, we've seen a lot of different types of water sprayers. These are pretty silly. I think they're not silly bad, like silly, like they're a funny concept to have the fake water there. Now we have McQueen here. We could, of course, slide him across. And whenever you see fit, you could just dump that on out and change his color. There we go. Not bad. That was all of the water in there. Now, if you're smarter than I am, you would probably have closed these trays so that the water is caught and not all over your bathroom floor. Let's just... I was like, oh, this will be easy. I don't think I'll need the towel for this. No. So, as a warning against that, you may not want to completely top off the water containers here, just in case, because again, if you close them, then the water will probably, filter through. There are some very small holes here where it can kind of filter through. As you can see, just a little drainage system there at the bottom. Looks like it's going to move back into the warm water. So only into the warm water, although it will also fall into here a little bit, but it looks like it's designed to fall back into the warm water. So maybe that will help make your decision on what water you wanna put in here. I would have preferred if there were a drainage system on either side so that it could filter back into the cold water or the warm water, but whatever. Both of these waters are gonna end up room temperature in a few minutes anyway. We've got a little Rusty's logo there, these simulated plastic bubbles we're used to seeing on the sides, but I love how they're carved out to fit that lightning bolt design. Got a nice render of Cars 1 McQueen. I do like the consistency of Cars 1 McQueen being used on this set. Nice to see those classic renders edited to match this set. Looks like he's almost turning Dynaco over there. Rusty's logo there, the water coming at him, the ridiculous CGI water we all know and love at this point. Some more fake bubbles there, and the lightning bolt. Of course, that classic lightning bolt. The piston cup itself, you can just dump when it gets too full. I'm sure it'll probably tip over. It does seem pretty stable up there. So, just tip it, water will go out, filter through those holes there. Looks like it hasn't fully filtered out, which is a bit strange, but okay. Now, once we move McQueen enough, the door will open and he will slide on out all on his own, which is super cool. We've got that double-sided 95 door. When you pull this back, that'll reset. And now you could do it all over again. And now McQueen is almost fully in that darker paint job. Let's do this again. This time around, I'm gonna fill the piston cup up with cold water. Yeah, you can see even when it gets fuller, it doesn't actually tip, which is really nice. It's just stable enough where it doesn't seem like it'll fall over on its own. It's gonna need some human interactivity. I've also placed down a towel this time. We're gonna be smart this time, guys. All right, we've got the tub of warm water. This might be a bit too room temperature now. Oh no, okay, still changing him back. This is actually our first time seeing this McQueen all blue. And yeah, it's pretty much what I expected to see. We've seen this sort of lighter blue McQueen color changer before, as I stated earlier. Looks like it's missing part of his eyebrow. Come on. There we go. All right. So now, dry him off a bit. I'm gonna dry him off before he drives in. Flip him up. Flip up the side of me. Push him up. Go on through there. And whenever you feel like it, just dump the water. Maybe you could center it or move him over, So let's see him change color and go. All right. Yeah, it honestly feels like the water kind of misses him a bit. I mean, it doesn't. He's going to come out and, yeah, now he's fully red. But when it's falling down, it almost looks like a sheet of water in front of McQueen, and maybe that time that's what it was. As you can see, a lot of this side hasn't changed. So you might want to try to make sure that your McQueen is angled specifically. Maybe don't like fully center him, perhaps. I don't know. Of course, it's gonna alter from time to time. Obviously, if you want to, you could just dump the water straight into here. Yeah, the water's hitting him just fine. And then drive him on out. Now you've got your wonderful, strange amalgamation paint color McQueen, which is probably going to change to one or the other pretty quickly because it's so cold outside where I am. Yeah, see, look at my body heat. All right, well, there you have it, guys. The race-ready car wash. This is honestly, genuinely, the best Color Changers car wash set that we've gotten so far. It takes everything the last two did and improves on nearly every element, fixing issues like the lack of water coming down and the water tanks easily falling out, while also adding so many great details that just don't need to be there. The amount of additional detail on this set is crazy, and I've never been more impressed by the design work and construction of a Cars playset. I went into the set thinking, oh, it's just going to be another Dynaco car wash. You know, it's just going to be a carbon copy of that set. But no, it does so much more in terms of design. I think it's genuinely one of the best Color Changers playsets ever made. I am very, very pleasantly surprised by this, and I think it knocks the other two sets out of the water. Anyway, guys, wait, that was a water pun. I didn't even mean to do that. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.